Hey there, eighth graders. This is Mr. Garnett Cook. This short screencast is a repeat of some of what I talked about in class about media and the purpose and impact of media. So this is for those of you who may need to go back and get the notes in case you didn't get it all in class or just need a refresher on what we talked about. So we're talking about the purpose and impact of media, all kinds of media, regardless of what the type of media or the source of media is. Media generally has a purpose and it also has an impact on us. I'm going to do a quick summary of what I mean by that. So, the first thing that we talked about is media contains information, and the goal of media is to educate people. All media at its core, at its heart, is about informing and educating the public, or at least that's the ideal. That's what we hope media will do. It's what was originally designed to do. And as we have gotten more and more different types of media sources, the original mission or goal of informing and educating the public has become a little bit more blurred when you have different types of media existing for different types of purposes. Media contains fact and opinion. This is particularly important with news media. So you see the image on the left. First poll after third Democratic debate shows Biden leading but Warren rising. It's an example of a fact-based headline. But media sources of all kinds, newspapers, magazines, online sources, also have lots of opinion and analysis kind of writing. So you have a headline on the right here that says Joe Biden is problematic. This is an opinion piece. You could tell because it actually has the word opinion written above it. So when you see the word opinion or analysis or commentary, you know that what you're about to read is a person's point of view and not necessarily intended to be a presentation of straight fact. Media contains specific points of view, again, expanding on the opinion and editorial writing. All of these headlines here, you can see are examples of different types of points of view. More and more today, we have more and more sources of information that are giving us the news from different points of view, different perspectives. It's not always easy to identify what those points of view are, but it's important to know that in our world of innumerable media sources of information, we're getting more and more points of view than ever before. Media impact. And this is where I want to get to sort of how we as a society react or are impacted by media. You know, media helps construct our culture. Magazines, Instagram pages, other kinds of media sources, they construct our view of the world, the things we read, the things we see, influence how our culture evolves. And you know, these two images on the screen are examples of that. You know, like Instagram is basically a curated place where people can present to you a particular version of their lives. So this is the Tom Brady Instagram page. Everything that he puts on there is essentially something that he has constructed to give us a particular perspective on who he is. There's a lot he doesn't tell us. There's a lot he doesn't share with us. And that's also important to know. Media impacts us by affecting our thoughts, understandings, attitudes, and actions. And that is true of all media. I have an example here on the screen. Every summer, it seems, there's a spate of stories you see about shark attacks. In fact, just this past summer, there were a number of them down on Cape Cod, or stories of shark sightings, and you'll hear stories of shark attacks. And it leads to this understanding, belief, that shark attacks are a widespread problem. And the fact is that sharks kill fewer than 5%, kill fewer than 5 people annually. Cows kill more people than sharks do. But the shark attack is something that gets news, and that could affect our thoughts and our understandings of what's going on in the world. So media has the power to shape how we interpret the world that's going on around us. And that is a very important thing to understand. There's this kind of cyclical relationship. We make choices about where we consume news and information, and that shapes our view of the world. And in turn, our view of the world shapes our news choices. And it goes round and round and round. And how you understand the world around you and what's going on in the world is very much influenced by the sources of news and information you use every single day. And that is a that one understanding, it goes a long way toward understanding what's going on, particularly in politics today, and how people are viewed, our candidates for president, for example. It's influenced by the choices that people make about the news and information that they consume. We'll continue talking about that more in class. Have a good day, 8th grade.